Tonight, the truth about open houses that your realtor might not be telling you. Hey guys, welcome back to the Caleb Camp with JLA Realty YouTube channel. And today I just wanted to talk about a topic that I think a lot of people have some misconceptions about, which is normally what I talk about. So open houses. Everybody, every time you list a house, they want to see open houses. But a lot of times I think people really misunderstand what open houses actually are for or what they actually accomplish. Going back to the COVID days, the way that people saw houses changed in a big way. Nowadays, the vast majority of people start looking online before they ever look at a house in person. And I've talked about this before in other videos as well. But most people, they swipe through, like they're on a dating app or something, they swipe through like 100 houses before they ever even get interested in actually going and seeing just one of those houses in person. The way it kind of used to work back in the day, I remember when I was a kid, we would load up in a van with a realtor, and we go, they would shuttle us around and we go look at several houses. I don't know, maybe 5 or 7 houses. And we would not have any way of looking at houses outside of that. And nowadays there are lots of other alternatives. Another thing that people used to do was go to open houses, because that was kind of the only other way to really see houses that a realtor didn't take them to go see. You'd see a sign on the side of the road that said open house today, this time, or whatever. So you'd follow the signs like a little side quest or something, because it was always on the way back from like church or the grocery store, right? You'd follow the little signs and you'd go in, and there's an open house and there's a bunch of people in there, and you got to sign in and do all this stuff. That still happens, but largely the function of open houses has changed, just like the function of going and seeing houses that you're interested in buying has changed. I think the idea that people have in their head about open houses when they're trying to sell their own house is that when you have an open house, a bunch of people are going to come see it that want to buy that house. And that's not necessarily false, but it's not really all there is to the story. The likelihood that somebody is going to buy a house that comes to see your house at an open house is super low in my experience, and I think it's generally true as well. Most of the time when people come to an open house, they're not actually going to wind up buying that house. What they're going to wind up doing is, if they're not working with a realtor already, they're going to wind up working with your realtor who has listed your house to buy a different house. And that's the truth about it. The other thing that they do is they put your listing back at the top of a list online. Online marketing is the way that houses get bought and sold these days. Whenever you want to buy something, 99% of the time, what do? Do you go to a mall and walk around the mall and look from store to store to store to try to find the thing you're looking for? It's really rare to go to a brick and mortar store and walk in like Radio Shack or something you used to do. You could walk in and ask the guy behind the counter, hey, I want to do this. How do I do that? Or do you get on your phone and look up, from Google, or just go straight to Amazon or whatever and go somewhere online to find the thing you're looking for, and look at a bunch of reviews and a bunch of video and pictures and do all this kind of recon up front online? That's usually what people do these days. Well, open houses are pretty much the brick and mortar of house shopping. People usually don't do that unless they just already happen to be right there and see a sign to go to that place. They almost always go online first. So the thing is that as a person who's trying to sell a house, what I like to keep in mind is that that's how people are going to find out about your house being for sale. They're not necessarily going to find out about it by driving by and seeing the sign. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more people are going to be able to see your listing online. Whenever you do an open house, the MLS and Zillow and all these other services, what they do is they get a signal that there's going to be an open house at your listing. People that have gone through and said, hey, I'm looking for a house that's this many bedrooms in this location, it's going to say, hey, this house that matches the criteria that you're looking for is having an open house. Hey, remember this house? We showed it to you when it was first listed. We showed it to you when maybe they did like a price improvement or something like that. Now they're doing an open house. So it gets that in front of potential buyers one more time. And Really, the key is that you want to get your listing in front of potential buyers as many times as possible. I personally like to run ads on my open houses so that it not only puts it on the top of the list for Zillow and other things, but it'll also put it on things like Facebook and let people in that area know that there's an open house. The main thing is that we want to get as many eyeballs on your online listing as possible. And that's really the primary function of an open house for a person who's trying to sell their house, is to get that listing that's online in front of more people. So while people will come and see your house in person, and they might even buy that house, most likely they're not going to. So a lot of times these days, open houses just don't get a lot of visitors. It kind of seems to be an all or nothing type of thing. Like 80% of the time, nobody comes to open houses. And as a realtor, you feel like you just wasted all your time and effort and your money buying like refreshments and buying signs and things like that. And so a lot of times realtors are discouraged from doing open houses because they feel like it's just a waste of time. Although 20% of the time at least, you're going to get a bunch of visitors. And that's typically how it goes. You get everybody all at once. I've done open houses at the same listing for, week after week, and nobody. And then all of a sudden I had so many families come through, and it was crazy. I wasn't expecting it. I was actually about to close, I was almost done with the open house. Then everybody started coming in, and I even got to help one of those families buy their home. Not that home that I was, doing the open house at, but a different home. And that's typically how open houses work for realtors these days. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I hope it was enjoyable. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or, wherever this is posted. I'd love to answer them. And if you have any ideas for other videos that I could do, questions that you might have regarding real estate, let me know. I'd be happy to do another video on them. Bye!